Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me in today's episode where I'm talking about what I really think of Marie Kondo's Tidying Up series on Netflix. Now, I know that this is a show that everybody's talking about right now. Seeing that it's the beginning of the new year, everybody's talking about decluttering, organizing, and just getting that new year, new you start off to 2019. So I too thought, all right, let me see what this show is all about. Being a professional wardrobe stylist and organizing people's closets for my profession, I was curious to see what Marie Kondo was going to have to say and what the show was going to be like. Was it going to be like a hoarders kind of show? Was it going to be like what not to wear? And just kind of what my takeaways were going to be from one professional to another. So overall, my thoughts were that she is super sweet, she was really kind and going in everybody's houses, and she made some really good points, but at the end of the day, the show was just not my style. The way that things were presented were different than how I do it, and so what I wanted to run through with you are where I agree with her and where I disagree with her. So to start off with where I agree with her, first and foremost, I love obviously that she started with your clothes. I think that it's really a testament to how important your clothes are to your everyday life and how it's the first place that stress can crop up in your everyday life again, because you're wearing the clothes every day, you need to put them on every day, and so your closet is a place that you're going to visit most often and should therefore not give you stress and be a place with things that you actually like. I also agree with her that you need to look at everything. So after she started with the closet, she was making everybody pull out all of their pieces, set them on the bed, and then really go through them and determine what should stay and what should go. And so in general, I do agree with that point. I have a lot of clients who I'll talk to them on the phone and try to get a sense of how big their closet is before I come in and clean it out. And oftentimes they say, I really don't have that much stuff. There's not a lot, I've got a small closet, there's not a lot in there. But then when I go in and I go through all the pieces, before I even purge anything, there'll be over 200 pieces of things, which just isn't really necessary for the amount of variety that people typically feel comfortable with in their wardrobe. Another thing that I agree with in a certain extent is how she wants you to recognize when a piece has done its job, it's served its purpose, and to appreciate it for that, but then be okay with letting it go. We'll talk more about the rest of her process for that later in my disagree section. But overall, I would say that I do agree that sometimes you need to just look at a piece and say, it served its purpose. It's either taught me that I shouldn't spend random money like that anymore, or that I've used it a ton and now it has holes in it and it really did what it needed to do for me. So I do agree with recognizing the pieces in that sense. Another thing I agree with her is that you should only keep pieces you love. Now, when she talks about this concept, she talks about touching it and feeling joy, and it has to spark something. And again, we'll talk about that in the disagree section a little bit. I like where she's coming from it, but I think it can be a little bit more simple or maybe even Americanized to just say, if you love it and it's comfortable and it fits you well, it stays. And if not, you put it on and it's uncomfortable, you look at it and you're just meh about it, you don't get excited about it, then it should go. It's really as simple and matter of fact as that, in my opinion. The last thing that I agree upon with her is that it is a process. And so you do get to see throughout this series that it's multiple days, and a lot of that is going through the closet, deciding what stays and what goes, and that is a process that takes time. And so this is a process going through your wardrobe when you've never done it before. It is something that you'll need to put some effort and time into in order to create something that you love. But to flip on to the parts that I disagree with, I think that while it takes time and while it's an important process, it also doesn't need to take weeks and weeks of time. And I think that can actually be detrimental to the process. So I think if you need to break it up into multiple days, that is something that you can definitely do. But when you stretch it out into weeks, and even, the show goes on for about a month, it seems, per episode, I think you give yourself a little bit too much leeway to let stuff stay, let it fester, and to let the whole project overwhelm you and maybe even end it for you. So I disagree with her and that it should take that long. I really would say I get it done for my clients in 4 hours max. So I think for you, realistically, a couple days is suffice and enough time for you to clean out your closet. Another place I disagree with her a bit about is thanking your clothes and making sure you touch them. I think that maybe that this is a difference more in culture than anything else, and I appreciate where she's coming from, but I know that I don't have a lot of time. Most of you clients of mine don't have a lot of time either, and so we don't really feel the need to look at a piece, hold it, thank it, and then put it away. Again, that's back to the recognition portion of when you look at it, and if you start to feel guilty about it because you think of the money you spent or not using it a lot, then just recognize that it's served its purpose and you're not going to make those kind of mistakes again. But touching it, thanking it, having that conversation with an inanimate object, I don't think is something that is not very necessary to do. Lastly, the other thing that I really disagree with her on is folding your tees and folding your jeans in the way that she tells you. I think organization-wise, how she told you to fold the socks, where you took them, fold them in half, and then fold them again so they can stand up on their own, makes sense. But when it comes to your tees and your jeans, when you fold them that way, you can't see them. And so that's where I disagree. Jeans, for the most part, if you can hang those up, that way you can actually see, oh, this is my ripped pair, this is my skinny pair. If they're folded up, you're going to have to pull them all out to figure out which pair of jeans is the one you need to be wearing. With your tees, unless you can fold them so you can show any kind of writing or anything like that, again, I think it's easier to stack them so you can typically see the full picture of what is on that t-shirt and whether that's one you want to be wearing or not. If they're basic solids and you have all the similar, maybe they're all V-necks or something like that, then her way in folding I can get behind, I guess. But for the most part, hang what you can. Group them in like things, so your jeans are together, your work tops are together, your blazers are together, and then color coordinate those sections so it's really easy to walk in your closet and see what you need to wear. So just to recap, overall I think that the show has good intentions behind it, but it's not quite the process that I would do in order to clean out your closet. I like that Marie focuses on your wardrobe and your closet first and foremost, that she wants to make sure that the pieces in there are ones that you love and that you take the time to figure out what stays and goes. But I disagree with some of her organization tips, like folding your clothes and folding your jeans in your drawers where you can't see them, thanking the pieces and touching them, having this more intimate moment with the pieces. And then also, I disagree with giving yourself a ton of time in order to get this done, because I think that you'll end up fizzling out and not finishing the project. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that review. I would be so curious to hear what your thoughts were on the show too, if you watched it, if you didn't, if you agree or disagree with me. I'd love to hear your feedback. It's just one professional opinions to another. And then I also wanted to announce that in honor of this launch and this review, I am also reinstating and reopening my Cleanse Your Closet Challenge. This is a 5-day challenge that I'll be hosting in January and beyond. And it's going to take 5 days to slowly but efficiently walk you through the process of taking your closet from a cluttered and overwhelming mess and turning it into a functional space that makes you excited to get dressed in the morning. So I'd really love if you can join me for this. Make sure you register by using the link below, and then you can join in the Cleanse Your Closet Challenge as well and take my twist on getting your closet organized and ready to go for the new year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more with you soon, and have a good one. Bye.